So I'm here with Yared, and I wanted to ask you about, in Judaism, I feel like the biggest comeback, quote unquote, to someone being Orthodox and gay is, but in Leviticus it says that you should not lie with a man as you do with a woman. And I kind of just wanted to ask you, what do you say to people who talk to you about that? Or do you just not respond because there's no talking with those types of people?
My response is usually like, that's a really weak argument. You're quoting something from the Torah that was written at a time where people really were sleeping left and right with everyone and everything. Like, Hashem had to tell Moshe, like, write down or tell everyone that you can't sleep with, or Hashem had to not tell Moshe, but like tell everyone, like, you can't sleep with your mother-in-law, you can't sleep with your sister, you can't sleep with your sister-in-law, you can't sleep with your aunt, you can't sleep with your grandmother. Like, if he
sleep with animals,
if you can't sleep with animals, if he had to, he literally listed can't sleep with anything, and then man and wife, that's who you sleep with. And I think like that was just Hashem back then saying, like, since everyone is sleeping with everyone and everything, like they can't possibly reproduce that way. And that's why that's why Hashem said specifically, you can only sleep with your wife. And I think that was really just the reason for why people couldn't sleep with anyone but their wife. That's why he said, like, a man can't lie with another man as he would a woman. And I think it's just something that's so outdated, really. Like, we know better than to sleep with a dog, we know better than to have sex with a tree. Like, we most people have sex for the pleasure, but also for the love, and in my case, like, that's what it is having sex is for love, like you love the person that you're with.
And honestly, like, I feel like what you're saying is totally true. There's also like parts of the Torah that nowadays we don't consider at all. We're just like, no, we don't listen to it. Like with slavery and stuff, we're just like, beep, we don't want that even to be part of our history or our modern day thing. We don't talk about modern day slavery within the Jewish community because we just now decided that we're not going to do it. It was moral for its time, and now, like, it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, why can't people be normal about this? Well, like, in Judaism, there are actually things that are considered much, much worse that people break every single day. Like, not keeping Shabbat or not keeping kosher and whatever. So, like, why do people make this a big deal?
And it's like, one thing that really annoys me is that someone jerking off is just as bad as someone who's having sex with another guy. And I can tell you, like, there are so many straight guys that I know who are called to the Torah who have told me that they do jerk off. And it's like, why should they be called to the Torah even though they're sinning, and I can't be called to the Torah because I'm sinning? Like, it makes no sense. And, it's just, the only difference is that they don't advertise the fact that they jerk off in their private time, like, you can't just assume that just because I'm gay, I'm also having sex all the time, 24/7, like, with another man. Like, that's a little bit too far-fetched. Not far-fetched, wow.
Like, just a lot. Like,
yeah.
It's inconceivable because people don't do that in general. I also feel like, as a community, in my personal opinion, we just need to stop stigmatizing sexual things. Like, people are like, oh, masturbation's horrible. But, like, I can show you things in Judaism that say that it's not horrible. Or people say that being gay is horrible, but I could show you things in Judaism that say that it's not horrible. And, like, I don't know why
it's interesting
emphasize
because
it.
Like, for guys to jerk off, it, like, actually helps to prevent prostate cancer. And that's a medical fact. So, you could actually say that, like, it's healthy for you and it's good for you, right, and make an argument for it. So, like, why would you go to the fact of saying, like, oh, a man can't lie with another man? Like, it's really none of your business, B, you're making a very poor argument because you're just taking the one and only thing that you know that you can argue and arguing it.
Yeah.
You know, without that, you have no defense and you have no argument, and your case is not solid.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're just, it makes no sense. I think it's really stupid when people say like, oh, you can't lie. And Torah says you can't have sex with another man. It's like, okay, well, you know what? I can name right now everything that you're doing wrong. So why are you calling me out on something?
I know that like I've heard this a lot from like people in the Orthodox community that, you know, in my opinion are like hiddenly homophobic, and they're just like, yeah, you can do whatever you want in bed, but like, why do I need to know about it? Like, why do you need to come and tell everyone that you're gay and that we should all love and accept you? Like, who cares what you're doing behind closed doors? Why do you need to talk about it? Like, what do you respond to somebody who says stuff like that?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just my personal life is none of your business unless I am open to you about it. And it's just, I actually, when I was doing Young Judea Year course, they brought in people to talk to us from like every sect of Judaism, you know, Reform, Reconstructionist, Conservative, Orthodox. And the woman that they brought in from the Orthodox side, she was really great. And when someone raised this point, she said, listen, like in our Beit Knesset, no one cares. No one asks you about your personal life. They don't, you know, even if you're advertising the fact that you're gay, they're not going to stop you from coming up and getting an aliyah, because what you do is your business and it's none of the shul's business. It's none of the community's business. What you do behind closed doors is what you do behind closed doors. And you know, I really wish that a lot more people had that had that mindset, because it's just it's you know, it's just horrible when people are like up in your face about it, and it's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I have a boyfriend. We have sex. Okay, great. There's nothing you can do about that, and you know what? I'm not asking you if you're having sex with your girlfriend or your wife or whoever it is you're with, you know, like I'm not calling you out on that, and you really shouldn't call me out on me either. Like it's rude, it's very invasive, and it's just not appropriate.